Hello, everybody, and welcome to 𝐬𝐕'𝐬. I'm your host, Sharon Lee Williams, and this is a brand new segment where I get to share about things that inspire me, stories that inspire me, things that are going on in my life, things that I see, things that I want to comment on. It's also a place where I get to read your responses to 𝐬𝐈'𝐬's Voices, to the stories and conversations on 𝐬𝐈'𝐬's Voices, where you let some of our CEOs know what inspired you, what may have helped you, and then I pick a couple, and then a couple of your answers, your responses, and get to read them on the show. And I really look forward to that. Really look forward to doing that. And I know our CEOs would love to hear from you how they have inspired you. So, but today, the theme is if at first you don't succeed. Now, I know everybody knows the saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And that is true. Now, how does that work? So, if you saw my opening introduction show, the show that I introduced 𝐬𝐈'𝐬's Voices to, like show number 1, I had a bird story on that show about a bird's nest that was going outside my studio in Toronto, which was like, again, captivated me at the moment. And yeah, it was, so I brought this bird story into the introductory show. Now, that's a little whiles ago, although it, so if you catch it again, you'll just get caught up on that. But who would know that this past summer, I went to California, specifically San Diego, and found another bird story. Now, I want to tell you, I am not a big fan of birds. I'm actually frightened of birds. I've been, in my mind, attacked by a bird. I have a scar from splitting my nose because I was getting away from a bird I thought was attacking me, but subsequently found out that there was a nest over the mailbox that I was going into, and there was a light switch that the light had been taken out, and this bird had made a nest up there and thought that I was attacking her babies. So, and I ended up, ducking. I've even had moments when birds managed to aim at my forehead, and left their, what do I want to say? You know what I mean. Their droppings on my forehead. Now, I remember somebody told me, well, that's good luck. And it's the kind of luck I don't need. Thank you very much. Didn't need that. So, birds have not been my thing. I've fallen on the ground when I see, when the pigeons take off from the park and from people feeding them, and you walk by and then hundreds of birds kind of gather up and fly, and you go, oh no. And I fall hit the pavement because of that. So, not too fond of birds. And one of my best friends had a giant parrot, that he would put on his shoulder, and when I'd go to his house, he was, no, frightened. I don't know what it is, just birds. So that's a thing. And I think it had to do with that movie. Come to think of it, while I'm thinking the movie, The Birds. Maybe so. So let me tell you the bird story. I am sitting at the kitchen table in San Diego, working on my show, working on, just working. And beautiful sunny day, of course, sitting there doing all the work. I'm not paying attention. I look up and I see this brown bird, kind of, I thought it was a seagull, and it flew onto this deck. Now, seagulls are everywhere because I live sort of near the ocean when I'm there. And so I see them on garbage day. I see lots of seagulls. Lots and lots and lots of seagulls. Who thinks anything? I wasn't thinking anything of that. So the bird flies, lands on the deck. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I go back to doing whatever I'm doing, and everything is cool. Well, about a half an hour later, I guess, whatever, I look up again, and I see this bird, this same bird, is now jumping or doing something, or it's like it's jumping. And I see, psh, psh, I think, oh, maybe that's a ritual. I don't know. It's bird world. So the bird is doing that, and again, I'm not really concerned because it's a bird. They fly, right? So let me give you the visual. I'm here at the kitchen table, and I'm looking at a deck of a townhouse across from me. Now, outside of this condominium that I'm at, there's scaffolding. So I'm looking through the scaffolding. I'm looking up at this deck, and this open deck. It has no umbrella on it, and the birds, they're exposed to the elements, and that's it. So look down, look up. The bird keeps jumping, and the bird is jumping a little bit higher each time, and then it stops, like it needs a rest. Now this is going on, and as it's going on and on, I'm becoming more and more anxious about the whole thing. I don't know why. I'm assuming I'm talking to the bird in my head now as this is going on. Come on, man. Just fly, do your thing, fly. Bird is jumping, and each time we go higher, higher. And then suddenly these two big seagulls, the white seagulls, come, and they're on this kind of lip that is over the door of this townhouse. And they're looking at the bird, and they're having a chat or whatever the heck they're saying. Kind of, and the bird I now call affectionately Gull Jr. So Gull Jr. is there, and they're saying, like, come on, get up. And I didn't know this was a junior bird. I've been educated that I think if it's brown, it's a young gull, something like that. If its feathers are brown, young gull, and it makes sense. Senior gulls are sitting on the lip, and Gull Junior is there just, and there's a lot of noise going on, but nothing's happening. Then I see one of the gulls, the senior gull, dive down and to where Gull Junior is, and he's kind of getting up under him, it looks like, from where I'm sitting. I don't know why I'm mesmerized now, right? I'm anxious, mesmerized, and I'm looking at this bird kind of like, looks like he's trying to lift Junior up or something, or maybe he's telling him off. I don't know. Is that daddy? No clue. Is it the tribe, maybe? I don't know. Nothing happens, so senior flies back to the little lip where the other senior is sitting. And he probably says, I don't know, he's not listening, he's not paying attention to me. I guess Junior wants to do it on his own, or he doesn't understand the instructions or something.
So a rescue gull is out there. I don't know, maybe it's mom again, or maybe it's just the herd talking to this youngin', and now it's flown away.
Now, in my mind, you're probably thinking, why can't the bird just fly? I'm thinking, why don't birds just kind of helicopter up and fly? I don't know this, right? And then I see his little head, peering out between the glass railing and the base of the deck, you know, where there's a little space for water to run off when it rains. Can't make it that way. He's flying up against this glass, and the railings are glass, so he's flying up against this glass and trying to get up, banging the glass up, up, up. Nothing is happening. Now, senior gulls have flown off and left Junior there to either figure it out, or maybe they're going to talk to other gulls and say, you know, what can we do? I don't know what's going on, but my heart, my anxiety level, probably my blood pressure is going up. Who knows? And I'm going to tell you the long of it was almost 2 hours, right? Almost 2 hours. So I decided, well, in the meantime, that one gull comes back, one senior gull comes back and sits on the lip and is, you know, saying something to Junior, and Junior just keeps trying and stopping, exhaustion, and I'm going with him, exhaustion. So you can see this, right? The rise and fall. I'm going with him, and then I had to leave and go somewhere, and when I came back, I prayed. You know, I prayed that he would be off that deck, because in my head the story was going on. The story was going like, oh, is a big bird's going to come and take him if he can't get off, or he's going to fry to death with it being exposed to the sun and all that. I had the story. I had to get out of there. But I also had something to do. So when I came back and I sat back down and asked me why I didn't go outside to kind of look up and check, I just kind of sat back down at the kitchen table and looked through the scaffolding, up, 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 and I'm looking. I didn't see any activity. I didn't see a senior gull. I saw nothing. And I said, hopefully Gull Jr. must have found the flight path. It must have found the flight path. So I did eventually go up to a third floor to look to see if I could see anything on this deck, like, you know, hopefully not see anything kind of balled up or fearful or something like that. But the gull had gone. The gull had gone, and I was so relieved and so grateful. But it's so funny, strange, like when we look at nature, how nature in this case showed me something, or reflects, it kind of mirrors what we do in life sometimes, what happens to us in life. We keep trying. You know, Junior didn't give up. I'm sure he was scared. I was scared for him. I don't know if birds get scared. I'm guessing they have to sense fear, you know, when other birds are around or something, or people or cars or something. So I'm thinking Junior was scared, but he kept trying, and he wasn't listening to the seniors. Maybe it was a teenage bird. That's a possibility. So that's how it mirrors life. That's kind of like the moral. Do we sometimes things seem like we can't get ahead of them. We keep trying and failing, you know, and sometimes we give up because it just doesn't seem like we're going anywhere. We're doing anything. There's no movement. And then if you have a passion, you don't want to give up. You know, you keep jumping, and you get a little bit closer to success. And I think about when we're babies and we're learning how to walk, because we see the seniors walking. they're using 2 legs. We want that. I want to be like that, because that, I guess in my mind, you think that's kind of like, hey, a thing to do. So you fall down, you get up. For those of you who've seen babies, and I'm sure most of you have, because we don't remember what we did ourselves, but watching a baby learn how to walk and fall down and get up and cry and fall down and pull themselves up, and it's just something we do, or learn how to ride a bike because we're passionate about that. We want to know how to do that. Learn, we keep trying. And sometimes we forget that as adults, when things get really, really difficult and challenging, and that can be, for me, at least once a week, there's something that comes up that challenges me. Whether it's a small thing and you just want to go, I give up. I just give up. And I'm not saying things like, I'll give you a small example of mine. Technology is not my friend either. I have messed up on some of this filming because, I don't have, my team is our technical producer, editor, chief cook and bottle watcher, as they say, Tywa. And my assistant is Marsha, who does all the social media and all that wonderful stuff for me and other stuff. And there's me here in the studio pushing buttons when I start. And I've messed up. And sometimes I just go, oh man, the biggest thing I go, I'm too old to learn this. I need help. And help comes in terms of, especially, Taiwa will talk me down and say, hey, just keep trying. You're doing okay. You're doing a good job. Think of where you started to where you are now. People mess up. So keep trying. You're getting better. And I am. I'm getting better. So that's the moral of the story. We do a little bit more, we get a little bit better, we jump a little bit higher, and we get closer to success. And I know you probably have examples in your community or in your family or friends or wherever there are examples of people who have struggled and kept going. And we're all capable of doing that. May not be as quick as somebody else, but also remember, give yourself some grace and not to compare yourself or judge yourself by others. Just you run your race, jump where you can jump, and step where you can step, but don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. So the next time you feel like you're a little stuck, now I don't know if you remember, but I want you to maybe think about Gull Jr. and how he tried until he finally found his flight path. And you'll find yours, for sure. I found 3 quotes. That might inspire us. So you can always play this over and over because it's streamed. I found 3 quotes on the internet, and I hope these are the people who said it. So if it is different, please write in and let me know. Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Very cool. Margaret Thatcher, You may have to fight a battle more than once to win. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win. Also very cool and very true. And Maya Angelou. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. So I will leave you with this. If at first you don't succeed, fly again. I'm Sharon Lee Williams, and this is OV, The Reels. Thanks for watching.